stuff. Are you behind the whole production scene too?
For the most part, for the new record, I'm working with the Invisible Men.
Okay.
So we experiment with different sounds. They'll have like a drum track ready, and we'll just like jam on the guitar and the piano.
Nice.
So it really varies from record to record. But traditionally, like I'm behind the entire production.
That's what's up. Charles Hamilton in the studio right now. If you have a question for him, definitely hit him up on Twitter. Definitely hit all of us up. It's Ask Charles Hamilton. Hashtag Ask Charles. Yes,
Ask
make
Charles
sure you do that. Hashtag whatever the founder
Pound.
does. Yes. Ask Charles Hamilton. He's in the studio right now. New single is New York Raining with Rita Ora.
Featuring Rita Ora.
So
yeah.
I thought for sure you were going to let that part go, but you sing too.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's weird going from my rapping voice to my
Right.
singing voice.
Which one do you prefer?
Both. It's just, live, I would prefer having Rita Ora walk around
Right?
me singing.
Oh, man, I would love Rita Ora to walk around too, man. Charles Hamilton is in the studio right now. Great look for you at an Empire,
Thank
the
you.
season finale.
Yeah.
That was a great look.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Chicago was so cold. Like,
Oh, right.
yeah, it was no joke in Chicago.
But you're from Harlem, so I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely gets cold, but Chicago
Yeah.
definitely gets a lot colder.
Yeah, you get used to it, but I mean, it was like 2 degrees, and we just missed the blizzard.
Oh, wow.
So it was like Chicago was not playing. They don't call it the Windy City for nothing.
And how long did that shoot take you guys?
Maybe a day.
Oh,
Just
okay.
a day, just the afternoon, really. I got a chance to meet some really cool people.
Nice. Have you ever done any acting before?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I used to do commercials when I was younger.
Okay.
Couple
you're
TV shows.
So you're a little bit all around, and, we're going to go into the stuff you went through, but now, the music game is not an easy game to get into.
Not at all.
You're basically getting a second life at this.
Right.
So clearly you have a lot of talent. I
Thank
mean,
you.
for someone to give you another chance, because if you don't know, he was signed back in 2008, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And, already growing up in Harlem, I don't know what part of Harlem you grew up in, but that must have been a hard part right there. If
Yeah.
you grew up in, like, some of the bad parts of Harlem.
I mean, I grew up right across the street from the projects.
Okay.
So, like, I saw the bad part, but I narrowly missed it.
And then you got out with the music scene. You were Double XL's, like, next one to just blow up, and, you had some health issues.
Yes.
We can talk about that?
Sure.
Okay, so we all joke around when we don't know about this bipolar. We always were like, when someone acts a certain way, we're always like, stop being bipolar. But my man actually went through it. You actually have is it a disorder?
Yeah, bipolar disorder.
Okay, so now are you on medication all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did that? Did you not know about that at that time?
I think I developed it.
Okay.
Because I used to spend all my time in my home studio, just always making music, staying up late on social media, just checking to see what people were saying about my music.
Right.
I had a doubting problem. Like, I doubted anybody was listening. I doubted I had a deal. Like,
Right.
Oh,
Oh, so this is after you got signed.
yeah.
Okay.
So like I was really going musically as hard as I can,
Right.
and it was just building up frustration. So after the deal, I just went really left and just stopped caring.
Oh, wow.
And
So
my mom
you went the other way.
intervened. Yeah.
Instead of going harder, you just turned off, or
No, I went
too
mad
hard.
hard.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you
went too
okay,
hard.
Okay, got it.
So like after a while, it was just like, all right, let me my mom had to intervene. Thank my mom's right there.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah,
We'll get you in a second.
my mom intervened, and she just really showed a lot of support, and she wanted to figure out what was really going on in my head. And I can come up with all kinds of rationale as to why I drifted away from where I was once at, but really it was lack of taking care of myself.
So now I know in the Pakistani community, in the West Indians, and South Asians, like when you're sick or something, or even like a disease like that, from my childhood, it's like, man, you don't have bipolar disorder. Shake it off. Was your family more like that too?
No, I was like that with myself.
Oh, okay.
Like I still am like that. Like there's a lot of denial when it comes to what I have. I'm not necessarily excited about having to be on medicine, but
Right.
I can feel the difference.
And then so now you went through that, you started recovering from that, and then you got locked up for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So now was that because of your disorder, because of bipolar? Being bipolar?
Well, I snapped.
Oh, okay.
So that's primarily, yeah.
Okay. And then how long were you locked up for?
About 8 months.
Okay, so I don't want to focus on that, but I just want to definitely show that my man, went through a lot growing up where he did. Not as bad because he was across the street from the projects, but I'm sure there was a lot of people around you that probably wasn't helping the situation.
Well, I was the white boy of Harlem.
Oh, you okay?
Like that's what they used to call me. I was like, I was a cracker. That's no offense to any white people here, but yeah, they used to just call me a cracker all the time. And like,
why is that?
Because like I used to listen to Nirvana. Like I wasn't really, believe it or not, I wasn't really into hip hop. Like what got me into hip hop was Eminem, and once I started listening to M, I got into J, DMX, Little Nas here and there.
Right.
But I always appreciated the art form, but hip hop always represented the people who were bullying me.
Got it.
So I was kind of turned off by it, but I just went even harder.
Nice. We got Charles Hamilton in here right now, just talking about some of the stuff he went through as a signed artist. Now, 6 years later, you were labeled as XXL Next Up. You were signed by Jimmy Iovine. You had a record label deal. Eminem said you're the next one up, and then it disappeared for 6 years. So what have you been doing in that time?
Making a ton of music.
Nice. I could just imagine.
Yeah, like I was bearing my soul. Like that's really the best way I could say it. I wasn't trying to impress anybody. The few people that I knew were listening, I was like trying to raise the bar in their eyes and show them that, just because I'm not in the mainstream doesn't mean that I'm not still coming correct.
Right. No, definitely. Charles Hamilton here. New singles out with Rita Ora. It's called New York Raining.
Yeah.
Now, what does that signify for you?
Well, the beauty of New York when it rains is the beauty of the girl who I'm talking about in the song, the woman I'm talking about in the song.
Okay.
So, it's very difficult to maintain this long distance relationship that really technically can't be because of all the time constraints and the personal restraints that we have. But, like I love her to death and I really only want the best for her. So I was just sharing with her all my feelings in 3 verses.
That's what's up, man. And Project, when is it coming out now? Now that you're back, you're medicated, you're good to go, you've got everything focused, you got obviously your mom with you too. Does she travel with you all the time?
Yeah.
So is that your personal preference?
I mean, yeah, like I told her to come along.
Does she keep you grounded, do you think? Is that?
I mean, yeah, but I'm grown too, so I don't necessarily have to, Ma, can I do this? Ma,
right.
can I do that? Yeah. But it's, out of respect for my mom. Like, the last time when I had a deal, I really didn't do anything anyway.
Got it.
So it's like, I might as well, share this experience with someone else instead of letting it go to waste.
No, I hear you, man. Charles Hamilton right now. Do you want to go into some of these Twitter questions? Carly's over here. If you want to have anything, definitely hit us up. Ask Charles Hamilton on Twitter. I know I saw a couple earlier. You write your own stuff?
Always. Oh. Hell yeah.
Now, if the new label that you signed your deal with, if they said, no, we're going to give you people to work with, would you do the deal?
See, that's a loaded question. Like, in what context?
The whole project.
Like different producers or someone else writing my rhymes?
Right. Let's go with writing your rhymes.
See, that's kind of a stalemate because I come correct
right
lyrically all the time. So I mean that's something we'd have to talk about.
Got it. Okay. You want to go into it?
Yeah. All right. I think you kind of answered this a little earlier, but Masked Villain Gaming wants to know, how much of the upcoming music are you self-producing, and also any big producers have you been working with lately?
Well, I'm co-producing this album with the Invisible Men. You probably know them from Fancy. The Invisible Men did Iggy Azalea's Fancy.
Okay.
So I'm co-producing with them. What I like about them is they don't just make beats that sound like Fancy. Like they make all types of beats, and in playing different instruments, I get to add different elements to their production. So it's not a lot of self-production. It's a lot of collaborative efforts.
Okay, awesome. At I Stole MJ's Glove wants to know.
Oh, Tori.
You know her. Yeah. Will you be touring anytime soon?
Definitely.
Okay, cool. You going to be coming back to Boston?
I hope so. When it's warmer.
Yeah, soon, hopefully. Right. It's April 8th and it's like 20 degrees out this morning. So, and one more, who else are you working with for the new album?
We're still working on some collabs. I got my eyes set on Drake. Like, we got to make a record together.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Charles Hamilton's here now. I know we started off with your record. Can we put you on the spot and give us something like to vibe to?
Oh boy. All right, sure.
Like something upbeat, some, you know, give us something.
Something upbeat. All right. The challenge is on.
You good?
Yeah.
Charles Hamilton, man. Definitely check him out. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Charles Hamilton Music on Instagram, right, bro?
Mm-hmm.
No, he's focusing right now. I'm like distracting him. I'm gonna let him do his thing. Go.
I'm just learning this song right now. The new Drake one. Is the mic still on? I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people wanna drain me of my energy, trying to take away from trying to fuck with the kid and pray for you, nigga. That's all the beat really does.
Charles Hamilton. You want to talk about the album real quick? Do you know when the album's coming out?
Sometime in September.
There it is. New singles out right now with Rita Ora, man. We appreciate you coming by. Good luck with the second up, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're back, man. I definitely heard about you back in the day, and I'm glad you're back, and I love the new record too, man.
Thank you very
We're blasting
much.
it over here on Jammin'. Charles Hamilton, you'll see him soon. We got to do a show together out here, brother.
Can't wait.
All right, man. Pup Dog. Charles Hamilton, Jammin' out 4-5.